AITA, for refusing to let my parents live in my home? You know that saying, family is everything? Yeah, well, I used to believe that too until family started treating my home like a backup hotel. It all started a few months ago, just after my husband Ethan and I finally bought our first house. I can still remember the feeling of walking through that front door, the smell of fresh paint, the echo of our laughter in the empty rooms. It wasn't some fancy mansion, but it was ours. The product of years of saving, sacrificing, and saying no to things we couldn't afford. I wanted this house to be a place of peace, of new beginnings. But peace doesn't last long when your parents think boundaries are optional. See, my relationship with my parents has always been complicated. My dad believes respect only goes one way, his. My mom? She's always been caught in his shadow, defending him even when he's dead wrong. Growing up, I wasn't allowed to have opinions, only obedience. So when I finally moved out, went to college, and started living on my own terms, it wasn't freedom they saw. It was betrayal. Still, I tried to keep the peace. Sunday dinners, birthday calls, pretending like nothing was wrong. It worked until the night my mom called out of the blue, saying they had something serious to discuss. I remember sitting on the couch with Ethan, the phone on speaker, her voice trembling. "Your father lost his job," she said. "We're struggling, honey. We were thinking, maybe we could stay with you for a few months, just until things settle down." Just like that. No hesitation. No question. Just an expectation. I looked at Ethan, and his expression said it all. This isn't going to end well. I tried to be polite. I told them we could help with groceries or even a bit of rent money. But moving in? That would be hard. We were still unpacking, adjusting to our own life together. There was a long silence. And then my dad's voice cut through, cold and sharp. "Wow. After everything we've done for you, this is how you repay us?" My heart sank. That tone, the one that made me feel like a disobedient child again. He started listing every little thing they'd ever done for me. Paying for my school books, buying me my first phone, letting me live under their roof. Every favor turned into a debt. Every act of parenting twisted into leverage. I tried to explain, but he just laughed. "You've become selfish since marrying that man." That man. Ethan. The one who'd done nothing but support me, even offering to help my parents financially. But to my father, Ethan would always be the outsider who took me away. By the end of the call, I was crying. My dad hung up after saying, "Don't call us again until you remember who your real family is." Weeks passed. My parents ignored my messages. My mom read my texts but never replied. The guilt ate away at me because that's what they were best at, making me feel guilty for choosing peace over chaos. Then one day, my aunt called. She told me my parents had been staying with her, but it wasn't going well. My dad argued with her husband constantly, and my mom complained nonstop about me, saying I'd abandoned them after buying a fancy house. I tried to brush it off, but the guilt came back. I thought about calling them again, maybe even inviting them over. But then I picture my dad criticizing everything, the furniture, the paint color, Ethan's cooking like he always did. I picture my mom pretending not to notice, like always. And for once, I didn't call. But then came the day that broke everything. It was a Saturday morning. Ethan and I were having coffee when the doorbell rang. I opened it, and there they were, my parents, standing on the porch, with suitcases. My mom smiled like nothing was wrong. "We knew you'd come around, sweetheart." Before I could even process, my dad started walking in, dragging his luggage behind him.
He didn't ask.
He didn't wait. He just stepped inside, as if this house was his by default. I froze. Ethan stood up, confused but calm. My heart was pounding so hard I could barely breathe. I wanted to scream, but all that came out was, "What are you doing here?" My mom said softly, "We can't keep burdening your aunt. You have the space. We'll stay for a while." And just like that, they started making themselves comfortable, my dad putting his shoes by the door, my mom heading toward the kitchen. But something inside me snapped. Years of silent obedience, of guilt, of walking on eggshells, all of it erupted at once. I stood there, shaking, but my voice came out firm.
No.
You can't stay here. My dad stopped mid-step. The air went cold. He turned slowly, his eyes filled with disbelief. Excuse me? I swallowed hard. You can't live here. I love you both, but this is my home. Ethan and I built this life together, and I'm not letting anyone take that away. For a second, no one spoke. Then my mom started crying, whispering that I was breaking the family apart. My dad's face turned red, veins visible on his neck. He stormed toward the door, shouting that I was ungrateful, that I'd forgotten my roots, that I was dead to him. Ethan tried to intervene, but I just stood there, frozen, trembling, but also free. They left, slamming the door so hard the frame shook. And then came the aftermath. The phone calls, the texts, the relatives choosing sides. Everyone calling me heartless. They raised you. You owe them. How could you let your parents stay with strangers when you have a house? But what no one understands is I already did live with them once. I know exactly what it feels like to suffocate in your own home, to have your boundaries dismissed, your peace destroyed, your choices mocked. So maybe I'm cruel for protecting my peace. Maybe I'm selfish for choosing peace over blood. But for the first time in my life, my home is truly mine. And yet every night, as I lie in bed, I wonder if I've made a mistake. If standing my ground means I'll have to stand alone. So, tell me, am I the asshole for refusing to let my parents live in my home?